Linda Hollins on the lead vocals here, and check out Roy Lee Christian on the lead electric guitar. Unbelievable. Like I said last week when I played part of this record, in like 40 years of record collecting,
Welcome to another show
of
A La Vista, here with Pablo, a.k.a. DJ El Perseguidor. On WMPG, we are celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. So
these are young, talented musicians that recently graduated from Gorham High School. I wasn't surprised because Gorham High School is kind of renowned for really nurturing artistic kids and musical kids. And I'm just so impressed with how young they are and how good they are. And what I'd like if they could please introduce themselves and tell us, which instruments that you each play.
Sounds good. Hey, my name's Luke.
Yeah, first name, last name. Let your parents hear you.
Yeah, my name's
Another satisfied listener. I love getting phone calls throughout the show. It's great. I mean, I know just by default that there must be, I don't know, there could be hundreds of people listening to radio, but just having a phone call, having someone pick up the phone and go through the effort of, reaching out to you as the DJ and letting you know like their thoughts on a song you're playing is really an amazing thing. That listener right there was just reaching out to let me know that they really did not like one of the songs I was playing.
WLPG, 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 Southern Maine Community, radio for you and me. Left on the dial, it's time to rock. Punk from the 70s. Independent 80s, alternative 90s, left on the dial. Hey, ho.
And this is one of my theme songs every morning. Good morning, Mr. Son. When I started the show, I didn't think many people were listening. I went to the church, the Catholic church. They had a mass in Spanish, and then I started to promote the show there. They started to listening. Now we have a big community. It's very surprising to me because when I was here, there were only 3 or 4 families, and now there are multiple families that I don't even know of anymore because I knew everybody before from the Latino community.
It is just past 6 p.m. and you know what that means? It's time for the karaoke weather report. Rainstorm! I need a rainstorm to cool me at the end of the night. It's gotta be cold and the precipitation has got to arrive just in time. We need a rainstorm! We need a rainstorm!
rainstorm to soothe us here in southern Maine. Cause there's heat waving all of this humidity, and it really ain't good for our brains. We need a rainstorm. We'll get a rainstorm in Portland here on Friday morn. It's a 30% chance of rainfall with a high near 75. It says a rainstorm. It says a rainstorm in the forecast here for Friday morn. And Saturday 30% chance of showers while the temperature drops just a bit. It's a rainstorm. It's a rainstorm, it's coming! Oh, bring it to me, bring it to me, bring it to me, bring it to me, rainstorm!
When I started the show, my son was 2 years old, and now he is 27 years old. I used to bring my son to the station, and he hung around with me. I brought him a lot of coloring books because he was so little. He was really good, and sometimes I put him on the air to say. Like, this is WMPG, the Latino show. And, well, we had fun. And it was very helpful to have him with me, too. Mother's Day is tomorrow. And I just wanted to give a good message to all women out there. Don't forget to love yourself. Recently, I like to uplift people, especially women, and especially women in my Hispanic community. Because I know that sometimes we are, in my community, we are always second. We are not first. We don't think ourselves first because that's how we've been taught. And I think it is important that we, as women, know that we are capable of doing many good things. And we are doing them, but sometimes we don't even believe it. And we are still doing it. When I go out and I see a little girl, and they find out that I do the show, and they have been listening to me, and they say, "Oh, you are Rosita," and they're jumping around and all excited. And I think I'm gonna cry. It feels like that little Rosita that felt that way about all the people that were doing things and believed that she couldn't do it.
My heart tells me that it's wrong to be lonesome for so long. For someone
I love the music. I love coming in here. I love the fact that I play a sort of music that isn't really available on other radio stations. You know, contemporary country stations don't play this. I have this little tagline that, you know, I'll make a country music fan out of you, and people will come up to me and say, "You've done it. You have made a country music fan out of me." So that's really gratifying.
I have to script out most of my voice breaks because I don't trust myself with improv that often. I have a behavioral diagnosis. I have Asperger's syndrome, which is on the autism spectrum. And it's kind of interesting living with it. It's like I do try my hardest to be fairly social with other people, but there are quite a few moments where my social battery tends to run out.
Help you in any way? Sort of be more social, to be part of a community, to come in and...
Oh yes, definitely. It's almost what like WMPG and community radio in general is essentially all about. It's about inclusiveness, hearing different perspectives.
Hey everybody! You are tuned into WMPG Gorham Portland at 90.9, the official radio station of the University of Southern Maine. WMPG is brought to you by our supporting listeners and from the Portland Farmers Market.
I was doing the show as usual, and I got a phone call from a listener, and it was a woman. And she asked me for a specific song by Jack Green, if I'm remembering right. And I knew I hadn't brought any Jack Green myself from my own collection. And I said, we may have a Jack Green record downstairs. I'm not sure. I'll go down and look. We hung up. I ran downstairs, and sure enough, we had one record, and on the record was the song that she wanted to hear. So I played the record, and then when the record ended, she called me back, same woman, and she was in tears, and she said, that was our song, mine and my husband's, and I lost him last year. And she said, you know, that day was the anniversary of his death. And it was just such a sweet moment, you know, so.
Somewhere there should be, for all the world to see, a statue of a fool.
We were out in the country when the rain came down. We jumped in the car and I headed for town.
Before that, with the awesome Jungle Juice, man, oh man, what a great record there from King. He's best known for his great Atlantic record stuff like Drinkin' Wine, Spody Odie Drinkin' Wine, but that's a lot of fun. Going out to my man Kogar, the Swinging Ape right there, the Jungle Juice. And I look everywhere I go. I never sleep. If I travel to another city, I'll find the cool record store there and I'll go check it out. And I've just built up a stack. I have like at least 3,000 LPs and 45s at my house, but not all of them are fit for the radio show. But the ones that are, I pick through them every week and drag them in. And I love every single thing about them. I'm fascinated with the way they were produced. I love the labels. I love to look at the artwork and read about who did it and who performed them. And I love being able to have a physical artifact that will play a song, and if you flip it over, it'll play another song. Whoa.
You like that cover?
Yeah. It's one of those, just throw everything together on it, different fonts and different photos and stuff. You never mess with girls and cars, for sure. It's other value-added thing about MPG. I collected all these records so that nobody else has to. You can just tune in and dig it.
For listeners, they may not realize it, but it's special to them, and it's special to me as a volunteer who actually does programming. The freedom that we are afforded here to just follow our own whims. I can play whatever I want. I can go wherever I want on my show and ask my listeners to come with me.
So K-pop is like, they're having fun with melodies, samples, fun with sounds. The more I started to uncover, the more I realized it's like these guys that are producing it are fans of old school hip hop and R&B like I am. And the fact that kids that are in their teens are buying it. We don't have boy bands anymore. NSYNC is gone, Spice Girls are gone. So the kids either have Baby Shark or they go straight to heroin. I'm excited about K-pop, and I'm really happy that WMPG allows me to, play it on the air. And I've got a lot of people saying, this is great. It is great.
Release the Bats is a goth industrial post-punk dark wave, anything darkly inclined. To my knowledge, we're the only ones that actually play purely goth industrial music. So it's kind of a hard sell for listeners. Our goal is to say, yep, this is the type of music that you may not like, but if I play something around that, I'll ease you into it and then maybe make you kind of like enjoy it a little bit more. Maybe not 100%, but we'll get you there.
There's like a relationship between the DJ here and the listener. The listener comes to WMPG to sort of be challenged, I think, often. And that's the opposite of what we have now in our sort of playlist culture, which is just to sort of be soothed. A playlist is like, it's like you're standing in a mirror and you're like, I like mid-tempo acoustic music played by white guys with guitars. And the mirror's like, great, here's 100 more of those. And that becomes sort of, it's almost like you take that on as your identity, and the algorithm's like feeding you this playlist of songs that it thinks, this is what you want to hear. So you'll go find mid-tempo white guy guitar music playlist, or you'll go find like yoga pants in the morning playlist, and those will serve almost as like background to your your show. It's like the commercial of you, and this is the soundtrack in the background. But it all feels very detached and very like unhuman to me.
It's really weird to think of when I'm talking about whatever I'm listening to or talking about what's going on in my life, and then have someone random call me and be like, "You're doing amazing, sweetie." It's very odd, but it's very touching.
Do I have to talk?
I do. I'm so sorry. I mean, I like calling it my hidey hole or my cave, honestly, when I get to hang out in here. But it's also just absolute paradise for music nerd, you know, with shelves and shelves of CDs and cassettes and vinyl. And I nerd out and I share way too much about what's going on in my own life, like it's social media or something, and people actually get invested in that somehow. It's really cool.
This space is unbelievable. You know, there are only 3 paid staff at this radio station in this little building, and through these rooms come 200 odd volunteers every week, using the mics, using the equipment, and you run into people, you cross paths with people. It's an extraordinary place.
We go.
We'll get there. This is all of the CDs. Rock, blues, jazz. I don't think so.
The vinyl. You can smell the vinyl.
And the cardboard sleeves.
The sleeves, yeah. M. So, K. L. M. Back here a bit. That's it. That is One Fine Morning, and that's one of the songs they played in the concert back in, I think that had to be 73.
Hold it there. Okay, we're running.
We're running. And I went and bought a turntable and a little FM wireless microphone and threw a wire out the window and started playing records. I was down to the Gorham dump one day, and I was looking at a bunch of trash down there, and I saw this washing machine, and I said, oh, that control console there, I could take that and turn that into a radio control console. So I kind of took it all, threw it on my bike, took it home, and added a couple of pots and switches and a meter, and that became the first switchboard that we used for our control room.
It was a closet in the student center, and when I mean a closet, I literally mean a closet. No windows, 2 turntables, 1 microphone, and that was it.
We had a bunch of radicals. I mean, put it a little bit of perspective, though we were all classified as hippies. The idea that we'd eventually evolve our own radio station and the nexus for that what really began in that period of time and in that culture.
And I got a call from, or a note from the Dean of Student Affairs, I think it was, to come over and chat. I had no idea what it was about. Sat down with him and he said, so, tell me about this radio station. We didn't know we had one. I said, well, we've had one for a year. He said, you know, what would it take to make this a real radio station?
We'll fly, yeah, we'll fly. And on that morning when I wake up, we'll go outside and live our dreams. I'll buy candies made of stardust and little dolls dressed up in moonbeams. And everywhere we go we'll laugh and sing. I'll kiss you morning, noon and night. And all the universe will smile on us, 'cause they know that
everybody here at this party or on the air, they're all passionate about music, radio, and community.
I'm a huge listener. I've been listening since 1978. I feel really connected to WMPG because it's talking to me and what I listen to and my community. It's like MPG is talking to me and the other radio stations are talking to everybody.
I actually have a speaker under my pillow. The FCC allows you to be a little bit more experimental in the overnight, so I enjoy that side of it. I mean, who else is going to listen at night? That I am.
Does your wife have trouble sleeping with the radio on?
No, she just wears earplugs.
I own a bakery on Stevens Avenue in Portland. Coming to work at 4 a.m. and listen to MPG every morning. And I'm very glad someone's awake also and doing the show. I really appreciate it.
Driving home to Maine, coming back from the rest of the country, 90.9 starts to come in around that stretch in New Hampshire where you feel like you're almost home to Maine and you still have an hour left before you get to Portland. So it's nice to have that company of WMPG. Regardless of what the show is, you have something to kind of clue you back in, tune you in to the drive, and give you kind of that extra push to get all the way back home.
I'm DJ Argo with my friend DJ AC.
Yes, my name is DJ AC, and how you doing today?
I'm doing good.
We're a community support day program, and the idea is to get into the community and do things, integrate, and do things that anyone else would do. I have a lot of people that I work with that love music, so it makes sense that people that love music would be at WMPG making a radio show.
And it's a beautiful day outside, people. You can't get no sexier than this. People, outside it's sexy, people. Well, I'm DJ Ice, WMPG Caribbean Flavor every Saturday morning from 11 to 1:30. We've been doing this for a long time. My little brother started in 1997. I started it like 16 years ago. The people look forward to it every Saturday mornings. It's a joy to bring people together, you know what I'm saying? All right, keep calling. Thank you. Another call coming in. Me life, me life, me life, me love, me life. Protect your life. I want life, me and me not dash it away. Me not wait pan tomorrow, me I live today. Me I go and live my best life. Even
I had a bunch of songs picked out, and I didn't realize that the little E next to each of the songs was for explicit, and so I played one, and there's one of those, I don't even remember the words, but it was bad, and I like tried to very subtly, bring down the volume, and I'm like, okay, the next one, and I hit the next one, and it's more curse words, and I'm like, nobody's listening right now. There's no way anybody's listening right now. There's no way. And like one of the first friends I saw like later that afternoon was like, wow, Mel, like I heard something on the radio today. He was like, you just kept trying to pot down and make it go away, and you just kept coming back with more. And I was like, oh my God, they're never gonna have me back again.
I get here at 3:30, and then I will go downstairs and I will pull out a bunch of vinyl. And if I didn't get enough, I'll put a song on and I'll run down there again and pull out some more.
How could you not play that? Does he not look like he's having a good time? How could you not play this record?
What I like about it is that we can come in and produce shows that aren't dictated by some conglomerate somewhere that we have no control over. That, in a nutshell, for me, is the most enjoyable thing of all.
This record, this isn't on Spotify right now. Like, you can't find this record in this form anywhere in the digital world. Like, the more you dig into it, the more you'll find that, like, this idea that, like, all the music ever recorded is there is not true. There are thousands and thousands of records like this that never made the transfer to CD in the 90s, and as a result, they never actually got digitized to the point where they now end up on Spotify. So this history is all lost in that digital world.
Are these your records?
Yes, these are all from my collection. I've been collecting records since I was about 6.
Do you have a lot of records?
Yeah, I have probably about 20,000 records scattered around my house right now. It's a mess, for sure.
WMPG DJs, whatever it is, we're obsessed with it. And I think that WMPG is one of the few places where we have a venue to kind of really express that pent up passion for music. Because you're just so excited, you have to share it with everybody, and what better way than radio?
I played the blues for WMPG for 32 years. I have now morphed into just playing good music on Sunday afternoon. When I came on, we had dials and turntables, and when we came on, we had to really precisely put that needle in the groove. And a lot of the DJs I work with come in and have their show all in the cloud. And I'm like, where's the cloud?
Where my head is.
We live in a world where we are always on the daily scramble, trying to pay the bills, to try your hardest, and to oftentimes find out that it's not good enough. This radio station, when you arrive here, whether it's on air, whether it's at a community event, that not only what you did was good enough, it was wonderful, it was appreciated.
WMPG is like an old friend. It's like a good buddy that you didn't even know you missed. I learned so much from this old friend. It's just beautiful. I don't know. It's like, it's for everybody. And that is not how a lot of our world operates. Like, we all talk about the silos we're in, but everybody's here. There's old people, there's young people, there's freaks of every stripe, you know? And straight, really type A folks too. And we're all mashed together. This beautiful little family.
Oh, partigiano. Se io muoio da partigiano, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. E se io muoio da partigiano, tu mi devi seppellire.
I love my show.
I
love it! Here we go. It is about 6 o'clock here in Portland, Maine, on the campus of USM. You're listening to WMPG 90.9 FM. This is radio
You always can be kind to anybody who cross your paths because love is first, love is in the middle, and love is last. I'm saying goodbye now with this song that I always love.
Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. The death toll across Israel and
I got to
Gaza
thank Jumpin' Jackie from Portland and Powerful Peter from Yarmouth for calling up and making with the pledges here on WMPG's Megathon. Now look, that's 2 names. I got 2 names on the list so far. I'm filling up seats in the rocket ships that'll take us away from this burnt-out husk of a planet towards Planet X, the Pleasure Planet, where we'll enjoy nothing but solid pleasure and boss rock and roll parties for all of eternity. But I want to put you on this list. I want to make you part of the happy crew, but I can't until you call 874-3000. That's how you reserve a seat. That's how you reserve a spot.
E questo è il fior da partigiano morta per la libertà.